All right, so now we got the left-hand side, we got the calls. The right-hand side, we got the puts, right? You got this purple box right here. This is ITM, in the money. This purple box down here is considered ITM as well, in the money. You have in the money calls, you have in the money puts. Then you got these strikes right here, these two areas. We call these ATM. If these are in the money, these are at the money. You got these two strikes right here. These are considered at the money, right? Anything that's not at the money, this area right here and this area right here, these are called OTM. Out the money, out the money. So remember, the left-hand side is the calls. The right-hand side is the puts. Calls, we make money when price goes up. Puts, we make money as price falls down. You might hear someone say, I'm taking an in the money call. That just means that they're taking anything that's in this shaded purple box. The reason it's shaded is because this share price is 402. You see how the share price is 428? 428 is higher than 402, so these calls are in the money. The puts are not in the money because puts are the opposite. So anything that's above this current price, that's considered in the money because puts fall in value and calls, you make money when price goes up in value, right? So the next thing, we got in the money, at the money, out of the money. You're going to see this bid and ask is pretty, I think it comes as default. You got a bid and ask on both, right? All this is let me clean up some of this a little bit. All this is, and you just seen that box come down a little bit. That's because after hours, price fluctuates. So as price moves, you're going to have in the money and out the money contracts fluctuating all day long for each dollar movement that it gets. Let me get my drawing tool back. We got the bid and ask we were talking about. This is simply the spread, right? So I don't know why they do this. I did not make the rules. We'll pick on the 428s. Over here, you see the bid is $2.21. It's $2.21. The ask is $2.25, right? $2.25 is really $225 for one contract. That's on the ask. The bid is $221. So what happens is they do this because if you buy a market order, which we'll talk about next after this, if you buy a market order, you get filled at the ask. And if you sell the market order, you're going to get filled at the bid. So if you buy this at 12 seconds and then at 15 seconds, you realize, you know what, I made a mistake. I want to get right out of my trade. I'm going to sell it. You're automatically going to lose $4, technically $5 because it costs 50 cents to buy the option for one contract and it costs 50 cents to sell it. So you always need to get a little bit of movement in your favor just to essentially break even, right? Like I said, I don't know why they do this. I don't get why they just don't put 225 and 221. They do that. This on the call side. On the put side, we could pick on this area right here. The bid is $382. The ask is $388. For you guys that traded Forex that are familiar with that, there's a spread in it. The spread here is exactly the same thing. It's just a way to it's just a way I would guess for the market to have some kind of leeway, right? And they make money off the option amount for every time you buy the transactions. Plus, they get you on the spread as well. So, hey, that's just how it is. Nothing that we could do about that, right? Next thing we're going to talk about. We're going to talk about the open interest, right? And the volume. The volume is how many orders were bought or sold in this specific day. You see right here, there was 126. Open interest is what we consider how many people's at the party. If you ever go to a party and there's 10 people at the party, you see right here, there's 4. If you walk in there and go to leave, you realize that each of those people are going to they're going to see you and they're going to see you leave. You're going to walk in the party, they'll see you leave. But if you come to a party that has 14,000, right? Chances of you walking in and walking out without everyone seeing you is pretty good. I mean, unless you got the spotlight on you and everyone's applauding you and you're on front center stage, that'd about be the only way. Just look at the open interest, people at the party. You want 100 or more. Some people like 500. I like 100 or more. That just means that if you buy this contract, there's someone there to when you sell your contract to buy it back off of you. So you got to make sure there's a liquidity for you to get in and out of the trade. I've already bought a contract that had a couple people in it, and I was up 50 or 60%, and I went to sell out, and it never sold my position. So if you buy something and it goes up in value 5,000%, but you can't sell it, did you really make money, right? No, you didn't make money at all. So always make sure the open interest is 100 or more. So that means that when you buy this 430 call, you'll be able to sell that 430 call in no problem. Now, SPY is one of the most liquid assets. You don't have to worry about that as much, but I could pull up different symbols. We'll see. Let me see Hal real quick. We go to Halliburton and we go out, say 113. Look at some of these. 18 people here. I would not take that trade, right? If I only had $100 of risk, I wouldn't take that trade because there's only 18 there. If all 18 people bought this, got in this position, there may be some people that might have a little problem getting out, right? But if you come up here to the 2,400, everyone can get in and get out pretty swiftly, and that's what you want. Because if you make money and you're up 15, 20, 30%, you want to be able to take that profits and cash out, right? You may not, but I want to. So that's my criteria for that. Just make sure you understand that. The last thing from a basic standpoint, what we're going to talk about is the delta, right? So you come up here to the share price. It is 428.30. If we see 429.30, right, on the call side, or if we see 427.30 on the put side, we could determine, we see that we have deltas over here as well. We can determine, because on the calls, we make money when price goes up. On puts, we make money as price goes down. If you come all the way down here, for every penny this moves, the share price, right? For every penny that this share price moves up, we're making $1, right? You come down here and we'll pick on the 427s. What's the delta? The delta is 50 cents, right? So if we buy a contract for $272 and it is now $1 higher, that means we just made $50, at least 50 bucks. So if we bring our calculator up and you see 272, right? You take 50 divided by 272, you're purchasing. Look, you're up 18%. So for that first dollar that moves in your favor, you just made 18%. Now coming into tomorrow, because you have 1 day of time, tomorrow this will be the same day expiration. This delta or these contracts will lose value, but the delta will stay the same or slightly increase. So this same move tomorrow would probably be sitting close to about like 35 or 40%, all right? And remember we said at the beginning, the least amount of time you have for like same day or same week expiration, if it moves swiftly in your favor, you're going to make a higher ROI versus if we would take a contract way out of the money, we may only get we may make $50, but we may have to pay, instead of 200 bucks, we may have to pay I don't know, maybe 5,000. Now look at your ROI, it's 1%. I mean, it might not be 5,000, it might be 1,700. So if you take that same delta and you divide it by 1,700, look how much you'd make, about 3% in that same exact move. So in the flip script, if it loses $1, you're only going to lose 3% as well. You know what I'm saying? Everybody with me so far?